Hello, my name is Brooklyn Tanner. I am going to present on calcium. So let me just bring up my presentation real quick. Okay, so like I said, my presentation's on calcium. So first beginning, we're just going to start out with the basics. The RDA and UL for male and female. I just did these for me and my husband because there's a lot to fit into one PowerPoint presentation. And then I also did a pregnant female because I'm currently pregnant. I was quite surprised how the RDA and UL really didn't change for any of me or my husband's circumstances. So like it says, for male and female 19 to 30 years old, the RDA is 1,000 milligrams, and same for a pregnant female. And then also the UL for 19 to 30-year-old male and female and pregnant female is 2,500 milligrams. So just in short, calcium is a very vital mineral that our bodies really need, especially for bone density and bone strength. So some major functions that calcium has in our body. So calcium performs a very wide number of basic functions in your body. I was actually surprised when researching calcium and seeing how much it actually did in the body other than just bones, because everyone always tells you drink milk, get your calcium so your bones are strong, and it has a lot more things like making your heart beat, which is crazy to me. So your body uses about 99% of its calcium to keep your bones and teeth strong, thereby supporting skeletal structure and function. So like it shows, calcium is mainly used for bone and teeth health, but it has some other key roles such as cell signaling, blood clotting, muscle contraction, and nerve function. So calcium is also one of the key players in maintaining a heartbeat. So it, as an electrolyte or a particle that helps conduct electricity in your body. So it helps your heart beat regularly. Cells use calcium to activate certain enzymes, transports across the cellular membrane, send and relieve neurotransmitter during communication with other cells. So calcium really is just a very wide helper for the family, or for the, not the family, the body, which is awesome and makes me want to drink milk more and get my calcium even more. So next is the food sources, which calcium would be in. So these are just some very common ones. I was actually surprised that orange juice had calcium. I had no idea. I thought that was all vitamin C. So some common foods is cheese, yogurt, milk, all the dairy products, sardines, dark leafy greens, fortified cereals such as Total Raisin Bran and cornflakes, fortified orange juice, soybeans, enriched breads, grains, and waffles, whey protein, and edamame and tofu. I found a lot of different articles talking about food that calcium is in that isn't dairy, especially for those people that have a restricted diet if they're lactose intolerant or choose not to have dairy products in their diet. There are a lot of other options for you to get this calcium that your body needs, which is amazing to me because like I said, I always thought that calcium was in milk and cheese and all the good stuff, all the good dairy stuff. So a couple of the diseases that is associated with calcium. So if you have not enough calcium in your diet, it's called hypocalcemia. So you increase your risk for developing disorders like osteoporosis and osteopenia when you don't have enough calcium in your diet. These are two very pretty serious diseases. Osteopenia being more or less serious and will lead to osteoporosis. So osteopenia means that your bones are weaker than normal, but they don't break very easy. It looks like it's the hallmark of osteoporosis, so if you see osteopenia, then it changes into this, and that could be very bad. Diet and exercise can help bones stay dense and strong for decades, which is really nice. It's kind of nice that there's a hallmark for osteoporosis because you don't want to get that disease. It's very bad. I was looking at crazy things that you could even just bend over and cough and you get a fracture of your bone because your bones just aren't strong. They're brittle and they don't have enough strength to uphold that amount of force, which is crazy. So osteoporosis is bones are weak and brittle. Mild stretches such as bending over or coughing, like I said, can cause a fracture. The most high population that is at risk for this is white and Asian women, especially older. Usually past menopause are at a higher risk. And things that can make this disease better are medications, healthy diet, and weight-bearing exercises can help prevent. The one thing that I have always noticed working at a hospital, I have a lot of old ladies come in about once a week for blood work, just to follow up with their doctor. A lot of them do weight-bearing exercises, and it really does help. I have this one lady that swims every week, and I know this isn't necessarily weight-bearing exercise, but she swims, and they do weightlifting in the pool. I think that's just awesome that they're getting out and making sure that their bones are strong, because once your bones are brittle, it's really hard to get that strength back in them. So children who don't get enough calcium may not grow to their full potential heights as adults. Hypocalcemia happens due to a number of factors, such as poor calcium intake over a long period of time, especially in childhood, medications that might decrease calcium absorption. So if you're taking a medication that kind of contradicts this calcium intake, it could potentially be very harmful. Dietary intolerance to foods rich in calcium, hormonal changes, and certain genetic factors. So the hormonal changes I had talked about before, menopause, women are very at risk for it. It seems like after you go through menopause, you have a harder time getting calcium and retracting it. One other hormonal change would be pregnancy. You need to make sure that you're getting enough calcium for you and baby so that you or baby aren't struggling and needing that calcium in your diet. So the next disease is when you have too much calcium. It's called hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia is caused by a number of factors, one being overactive parathyroid glands, cancer, other diseases, hereditary factors, mobility, severe dehydration, medications, and supplements. So some common complications can include osteoporosis, kidney failure, kidney stones, nervous system problems, or abnormal heart rhythm. So overactive parathyroid glands, it's crazy when all of your hormones are out of balance, how it really affects calcium. Most common cause of hypercalcemia can stem from a small, non-cancerous tumor or enlargement of one or more hypothyroid glands. So if you have something wrong with your parathyroid, it really does affect the calcium, and you need to make sure that you're watching out for that. Another factor is cancer. Lung cancer and breast cancer are most common. Spread of cancer or metastasis to your bones also increase your risk. So once that cancer is spread to your bones, you have a really hard time keeping up with keeping the proper limit with calcium, and this causes hypercalcemia. So other diseases such as tuberculosis and sarcoidosis raises vitamin D, which stimulates your digestive tract to absorb more calcium. Some other hereditary factors is there's a disease called familial hypocalcuric hypercalcemia. Medications such as lithium that treats bipolar disorder might increase risk of parathyroid hormone. Supplements, taking excessive amounts of calcium or vitamin D supplements over time can raise calcium levels in your blood above normal. So I was surprised by this, that vitamin D counteracts calcemia or calcium. It's crazy that if you take much of one vitamin, it cancels the other one out and vice versa. So you need to really make sure that you're taking the proper amount of vitamins every day or getting those vitamins through food sources. So some functions and metabolism that calcium has. Calcium metabolism refers to the movements and regulations of calcium ions in and out of various body components, such as the gastrointestinal tract, the blood plasma, the extracellular and intracellular fluids, and bone tissue. One of the most important aspects of calcium metabolism is plasma calcium homeostasis. This is the regulation of calcium ions in the blood plasma with narrow limits. Bone tissues act as a calcium storage center for deposits and withdrawals as needed by the blood via continual bone remodeling. If this process doesn't work properly, it leads to hypercalcemia and hypocalcemia. So a fun fact that I found about calcium is calcium constantly moves in and out of your bones in a process called remodeling until about the age of 30. After the body loses the ability to bank calcium and any bone loss becomes permanent, it is important for children and young adults to consume adequate amounts of calcium while they are able to build bone density. So up until 30, it's a very crucial time for you to make sure that you're getting enough calcium just so that those bones stay strong and healthy after 30. I had no idea that your bones remodel until age 30. So I found a medical news article. Calcium is a chemical element that is essential for living organisms, including humans. It is the most abundant mineral in the body and vital for good health. Another article I found is not just for bones, calcium is crucial for cardiac functioning too. Here's how to ensure you're never deficient. So E.T. Burrow states that there are several sources where you can achieve enough calcium throughout the day, such as broccoli, turnip greens, spinach, oranges, figs, blackened kidney beans, cereal bars, and soy milk. He also states that even if you get enough calcium, it needs to be absorbed in your bloodstream to perform its necessary functions. Vitamin D is required for calcium absorption. The best source of vitamin D is sunshine for approximately 20 minutes each day. So once again, you need to get the proper amount of calcium, the proper amount of vitamin D, and they'll equal out with each other. So some take-home messages about calcium. Calcium is very important for your diet that I didn't realize that it is this important. I was amazed through all this research how the calcium is extremely important, especially for women because they are more at risk for the associated diseases after menopause. So especially women, you should be making sure that you're getting enough calcium. You can get the efficient amount of calcium through several food sources. It's not just through vitamins. So look out for those food sources and make sure that you're implementing them in your diet every day. Here's my Works Cited page. I found very good articles about calcium and the effects it has on your body. And that's my presentation. So if you guys have any questions or if you have any questions about calcium or how it works in your body, feel free to comment below and I'll be able to answer those questions for you. Thank you.